10 amazing psychological facts about love and human behavior, psychology tips. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Albert Einstein. Love is a mystery, one that has confounded scholars, thinkers, and everyday individuals for centuries. Have you ever wondered why we are drawn to certain people while others leave us feeling distant? Why does love stir such profound emotions within us? The psychology behind love and human behavior holds the key to many of life's greatest mysteries. In this exploration, we will uncover 10 fascinating psychological facts about love and human behavior that will challenge everything you thought you knew about relationships and emotions. Stay with me until the end, because each discovery will shed new light on the intricate ways we connect, bond, and navigate the realm of love. 1. The halo effect and first impressions. First impressions are powerful, and the first impression you make on someone can shape the entire course of your relationship, whether it's romantic, professional, or platonic. Here's something you need to understand. The halo effect explains how one positive trait can affect how a person views you overall. It's like this invisible filter that colors every aspect of your personality, behavior, and traits. For example, if someone sees you as physically attractive, their brain might automatically assume that you're intelligent, funny, or even morally superior. Yes, the power of first impressions is that strong. Imagine meeting someone new and they find you attractive. Because of this first impression, they might believe you're not only good looking, but also intelligent, trustworthy, and funny, attributes that you may or may not possess. This is a fundamental psychological concept that shows just how much human perception can be swayed by a single factor. It's not just about your looks either. The same effect happens with other positive traits. Be aware, your first impression is incredibly powerful, and it can set the tone for how people perceive you long after the moment passes. Research supports this notion. Studies have found that people rated as attractive are more likely to be viewed as successful, kind, and competent, even if they haven't shown those qualities. It's like a mental shortcut that the brain takes when making judgments. The bottom line? Your first impression can make or break your relationship, and the halo effect shows just how potent our assumptions can be in shaping judgments. Now, here's the psychology tip you've been waiting for. Be conscious of how you present yourself, especially at the start of a relationship. You don't have to be a model, but paying attention to how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you show respect to others will have an impact far beyond what you might expect. From the clothes you wear to your posture and attitude, all of these things send signals about who you are. How does this relate to love advice and dating tips? When dating, understand that first impressions are more than just a chance encounter. They're the beginning of how someone will perceive you, potentially for the entire relationship. If you come across as kind and warm, the halo effect will work in your favor, making it easier to build trust and connection. The psychology tips for navigating love and dating don't just revolve around attraction, but how you can make the most of the first moments to create a lasting bond. You must remember this. First impressions matter more than you think. So, the next time you meet someone new, whether for a date, a job interview, or a social gathering, think about the impressions you're leaving. If you're conscious of the halo effect, you'll realize that a positive initial perception could be the key to developing a deeper connection. When you take the time to build a positive first impression, it sets the stage for your future interactions to flow more smoothly and with greater success. In sum, the halo effect isn't just some abstract theory, it's an essential principle to keep in mind when you're trying to connect with others, especially in romantic relationships. Don't underestimate the power of how you're perceived from the start. Use that knowledge to make your first impression count, and the rest of the relationship will follow with greater ease and understanding. Remember, whether it's love, friendship, or even professional success, psychology tips like this can help you navigate human behavior with greater insight. With the right mindset, your dating journey can become more intentional and your connection with others more profound. 2. Love at first sight. It's real. You've heard the stories, seen the movies, and maybe even daydreamed about it yourself, love at first sight. But let's face it, most people dismiss it as a fantasy. How could love happen so quickly? Well, guess what? It's not just a Hollywood trope, it's rooted in psychology, and the research proves it. When you meet someone and feel that instant connection, your brain is firing up with a surge of dopamine, the feel-good hormone. And this chemical rush, it's what makes you feel euphoric, like you've stumbled upon your soulmate in an instant. But here's where things get interesting. Your brain doesn't distinguish between love and attraction in the traditional sense. It's not necessarily the deep, long-lasting love that comes after years of knowing someone. It's more like your brain is reacting to a potential connection, triggering all those intense emotions that feel so real. It's not magic, it's biology. The rush of dopamine gives you that fluttering feeling in your chest, that instant spark you feel when you first meet someone. It's not just chemistry, it's your brain doing what it does best, signaling the possibility of attraction. So don't brush it off. If you've ever experienced that instant connection, you're not alone. And it's not just in your head. This is your brain's way of laying the foundation for deeper connection. Attracting women isn't just about looks or charm, it's about creating that instant spark. And understanding the psychology behind it is key to forming lasting relationships. You must recognize that love psychology is complex, but your brain knows exactly what it's doing. If you're thinking about relationship goals, remember that love at first sight can be a stepping stone, but it's only the beginning. The real work comes in building a strong foundation, learning how to nurture the initial attraction, and letting that connection grow. That immediate rush you feel isn't love in its deepest form, but it's your brain telling you that there's something worth exploring. Be aware of this psychological phenomenon. Understanding it gives you a better shot at building a meaningful relationship. If you've ever felt that spark with someone, you know exactly what we're talking about. Love at first sight isn't just a fairy tale, it's real, backed by science. If this resonates with you, comment below and share this with someone who could relate. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the fascinating world of love and psychology. Comment to remember, I am open to deep connections and meaningful relationships. 3. Oxytocin, the cuddle hormone. When it comes to love and human behavior, there's one powerful hormone that shapes our emotional connections more than we often realize. Oxytocin, the cuddle hormone. It's not just a fleeting sensation or a vague feeling. It's the real physiological response behind those deep emotional ties we experience when we hug, kiss, or even just hold hands with someone we care about. Oxytocin is a major player in forming trust and building bonds. When it flows, we are wired to feel safe, supported, and deeply connected. Modern Stoics recognize the power of emotional resilience, knowing that true strength comes not only from physical endurance, but from emotional mastery. The old Stoic teachings remind us that the emotional connections we form can fortify our well-being, just as they do in the relationships of the great thinkers of ancient times. You must understand that oxytocin isn't just a chemical in your brain, it's the bridge between people, making relationships more secure and stable. It's why the connection between parents and children or between romantic partners often feels unbreakable. The next time you embrace someone close to you and feel a warmth spread through your chest, that's not just a fleeting emotion. That's your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, building trust and emotional strength. The science is clear. Those with higher oxytocin levels tend to form stronger, more lasting relationships. So don't underestimate the power of touch. As modern Stoicism teaches us, emotional wisdom is an essential pillar of mastering life. Use this knowledge to strengthen the bonds you have with others. That's why oxytocin isn't just about feeling good in the moment, it's about long-term health and emotional stability. This hormone has been shown to reduce stress, promoting a sense of calm and safety. It's why people feel a deep sense of contentment and joy after spending time with loved ones. Think of oxytocin as the glue that keeps relationships not only intact, but thriving. You need to leverage it in your life, just as Stoics leverage their wisdom for resilience. Learn to embrace the power of human connection through touch and affection. That simple act of holding hands or hugging doesn't just make you feel good, it strengthens your bond with others and promotes emotional wellness that lasts. In the journey of love and human behavior, you must recognize that the bonds you create today will impact your future happiness and well being. Do not dismiss the strength that oxytocin brings into your life. It's a powerful force in shaping your relationships. Embrace it, understand it, let it guide you in building deep, lasting connections. 4. Attachment styles and their impact on relationships. Understanding attachment styles is essential when it comes to building healthy, long-lasting relationships. Attachment theory, developed by psychologist John Bowlby, reveals that the early bonds we form with our caregivers significantly shape the way we connect with others throughout our lives. There are 4 primary attachment styles: secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized, each influencing how individuals behave and interact in romantic relationships. If you have a secure attachment style, you're likely comfortable with intimacy and trust. You thrive in relationships, allowing you to create a stable and nurturing bond with your partner. On the other hand, those with an anxious attachment style may struggle with feelings of insecurity and fear of abandonment, often displaying jealousy or clinginess. This can make it challenging to maintain a balanced relationship. Meanwhile, avoidantly attached individuals often find it difficult to get emotionally close to their partner, resisting intimacy and keeping their distance as a way to protect themselves. And then there's the disorganized attachment style, often a result of inconsistent or traumatic early experiences, which creates confusion and difficulty in forming stable connections, as the individual may not know how to trust or maintain closeness. Understanding your attachment style and that of your partner can be a game changer. It helps you recognize why certain relationship patterns emerge and allows you to work towards fostering healthier, more fulfilling connections. Love advice tells us that recognizing these tendencies and addressing them head-on is crucial for improving communication, managing conflict, and ultimately building the trust and intimacy necessary for a thriving partnership. Psychology tips for relationships include practicing self-awareness, openly discussing attachment styles, and learning to embrace the emotional vulnerability that comes with forming secure bonds. By understanding these attachment dynamics, you not only understand yourself better, but you can also pave the way for a more compassionate and harmonious relationship. You must remember, love is not just about chemistry, it's about the emotional foundations we build together. Dating tips often fail to highlight this crucial aspect, but attachment styles truly shape how we love, how we fight, and how we stay close. Once you recognize the impact of attachment styles on your relationship, you can take proactive steps to build a more secure, loving, and stable connection. If you found this insightful, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more psychology tips. Comment to remember. Understanding your attachment style leads to healthier, stronger relationships. 5. The power of shared experiences. Shared experiences have an undeniable power when it comes to creating strong emotional bonds between people. It's a truth backed by psychology. Going through something together, whether it's an exciting adventure, a challenging moment, or even just a fun date, can make a world of difference in how people feel toward one another. This is because shared experiences trigger the release of powerful chemicals in the brain, like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals are responsible for creating feelings of happiness and connection, and when they're released in the context of an experience you've shared with someone else, they create positive associations with that person. That is why you might find yourself feeling closer to someone after you've gone through something memorable or significant together. When you and your partner share new experiences, whether it's traveling to a new place, tackling a challenge, or simply trying something new together, you're not just collecting memories, You're building something much deeper. These moments create emotional anchors that reinforce your connection. The bond grows stronger as you both associate the feelings of joy and accomplishment with one another. Don't underestimate the power of these moments. They aren't just fleeting, they become the foundation of your relationship. Think about couples who travel together or face difficult times together. These shared moments often become the bedrock of their connection. Whether it's a challenging hike through unfamiliar terrain or navigating the ups and downs of a life transition, these experiences transform into shared stories that hold immense meaning. They become the moments you'll look back on and smile about, knowing that you faced it together and came out stronger on the other side. This is the essence of building emotional bonds that last. When you prioritize sharing experiences with someone, whether it's a romantic partner or even a close friend, you're deepening your connection in ways words can't capture. It's not about spending time together in a passive sense, but about creating moments that matter. These are the experiences that shape the story of your relationship and bring you closer. Be proactive in creating these memories. Go on that spontaneous trip, take on that new challenge, and embrace the shared moments that come your way. It's in these experiences where true emotional intimacy is born. When it comes to relationships and attraction, this is one of the most powerful things you can do. Don't just focus on the surface level. If you want to attract women or strengthen your relationship, the shared experience is key. Love psychology shows that when you and someone else face the same adventure or challenge, it's not just the event that becomes significant, it's the bond you're forming through it. Shared experiences not only create beautiful memories, they create the emotional safety and trust that are essential for long-lasting love. Remember, you must make room for these moments. Create memories, face challenges together, and above all, let these experiences reinforce the emotional connection you're building. Whether you're working toward shared relationship goals or simply seeking to connect more deeply, it all starts with shared experiences. It's one of the easiest ways to build trust and deepen affection, leaving you both with memories that will last forever. 6. The role of vulnerability in building trust. Trust. It's the bedrock of any meaningful relationship, but let's be clear, trust is not forged in perfection. It's crafted in vulnerability. Psychologist Brené Brown has long advocated for the transformative power of vulnerability, and she's right. True connection comes when we allow ourselves to be open, to reveal our deepest fears, insecurities, and even our mistakes. When you expose your raw self to someone, it's an invitation for them to do the same. This mutual vulnerability is what forms the strongest emotional bonds, helping relationships evolve and thrive. Think about your closest relationships, the ones that have endured time and challenge. You'll likely find that they are the ones where both parties have bared their souls, not hidden behind a facade of invulnerability. This isn't weakness. No, far from it. Vulnerability is the strength that allows us to connect on a profound level. It's the secret to building deep, lasting trust. As the modern Stoic understands, vulnerability is a powerful tool, something the old Stoics would likely have resisted as a form of emotional exposure. Yet, in their teachings, there's wisdom about embracing discomfort and facing our deepest truths, even if it's difficult. Stoicism teaches us to control what we can, and emotions are often within our control. By allowing vulnerability, you invite trust and openness into your life, something a hardened heart cannot achieve. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, said Epictetus, the old Stoic. This reflects the idea that strength is not in shielding ourselves from discomfort, but in embracing our truths and growing from them. You must understand that vulnerability is not about showing weakness, it's about demonstrating strength. When you share your most authentic self, you invite others to do the same. And from this place of raw honesty, trust flourishes. When vulnerability is present, relationships evolve into something far more powerful than surface-level interactions. This is the heart of both modern Stoicism and the timeless principles of the old Stoics. The courage to face your fears, flaws, and uncertainties head-on, and to allow others to do the same, is what builds the deepest connections in life. So let's move past the myths that vulnerability is a form of weakness. It's the foundation of connection. It's how we grow in relationships and ultimately in life. Remember, don't hide your true self. Embrace it. Be willing to show your flaws, your mistakes, and your struggles. This is the road to trust. This is the path to deeper relationships and the mastery of life. And that is what true strength looks like. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us, or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. 7. Physical touch, the nonverbal love language. Physical touch is one of the most profound nonverbal ways to communicate love and affection. It's not just about words, it's how you make someone feel when you're together. Research has shown that physical touch can communicate warmth and connection far more powerfully than verbal communication. Simple acts like holding hands, a gentle touch on the arm, or a comforting hug can lower stress, boost mood, and enhance the emotional bond between partners. These gestures convey deep care and affection without ever needing to be said. Couples who engage in regular physical contact often report higher levels of satisfaction and emotional closeness. Touch can bridge emotional gaps and create a secure, loving environment. It's not just a casual action, it releases oxytocin, the love hormone, which promotes happiness and strengthens the emotional connection. When you share these moments of touch, you build trust and intimacy, creating a deeper bond with your partner. So, the next time you're with a loved one, consider how a simple touch could elevate your relationship. A hug, a hand on their shoulder, or a gentle caress can communicate love and support that words can't express. These small, meaningful gestures can be the key to maintaining emotional closeness and creating lasting happiness. Psychology tips highlight how important nonverbal communication is in relationships. The physical connection can often speak louder than any words you say. Love advice from experts stresses the importance of incorporating touch into your daily interactions. It's not just about expressing affection, it's a simple yet profound way to improve the emotional health of your relationship. Make physical touch a part of your relationship routine. It's a subtle yet powerful way to enhance the bond you share with those you care about. Use touch to show love, to connect, and to create a safe space for both of you. Through small, tender gestures, you communicate that you care in ways words cannot always capture. It's the language of love, powerful, meaningful, and essential for building lasting emotional intimacy. 8. Familiarity breeds attraction. It's a simple truth. Familiarity breeds attraction. This is more than just a saying, it's a psychological phenomenon known as the mere exposure effect. In essence, the more we encounter someone or something, the more likely we are to develop a sense of affection or attraction toward them. This applies not only to objects, but more importantly, to people. In relationships, this principle often plays out in ways we may not even notice. For example, think about how feelings can evolve for someone over time. Maybe you started off as just casual friends with a colleague, but after months of working together, you find yourselves sharing more personal conversations. The frequent exposure creates a comfort zone, and as familiarity grows, so can the connection. It's not that something magical happens overnight. Rather, it's a gradual shift as the continuous interaction strengthens the bond and emotional attachment deepens. You've probably experienced this shift yourself, whether with a close friend who eventually became something more, or with a coworker who turned into a trusted companion. You see, human beings are naturally drawn to familiarity. It's easier to trust what we know and recognize, and that trust can lead to greater emotional intimacy. You might start noticing more of their quirks, but rather than driving you away, those quirks become endearing. You learn to appreciate their uniqueness and grow fond of them in a way that's deeper than surface level attraction. This effect is so powerful that it influences not just friendships, but also romantic relationships. If you've been wondering why some couples seem to get closer as they spend more time together, this is a key reason. It's the comfort of familiarity. The more time you invest in someone, the more chances there are for meaningful interactions to occur. Over time, shared experiences and moments of connection lay the groundwork for stronger feelings to develop. It's no longer just about physical attraction or fleeting emotions. It's about a bond that is built on trust, comfort, and familiarity. However, don't mistake this process for something effortless. It requires effort and intention to nurture the exposure, to be present and invested in each other's lives. It's not just about being around someone frequently, but about truly engaging with them. The key to making this work is to open yourself up to the connection, to be vulnerable, and to create an emotional space where both of you feel comfortable. That's where the real magic lies, when familiarity transforms into something deeper, something long-lasting. So, the next time you find yourself getting closer to someone, whether they're a friend, a colleague, or someone you just started spending time with, remember this: familiarity breeds attraction. Keep showing up, keep engaging, and let the relationship unfold naturally. You might be surprised at how easily attraction and connection can deepen when you simply make the time to grow closer. If you want to attract women or improve your relationship goals, understanding how familiarity works can be a game changer. It's not just about the initial spark of attraction, it's about building something real, something lasting. The key to successful relationships lies not in forcing things, but in allowing them to develop over time. Invest in familiarity and watch how it transforms your relationships. In love psychology, the mere exposure effect teaches us that time and consistent effort are essential for forming deeper connections. It's a powerful tool to strengthen your relationships, build trust, and develop meaningful emotional bonds. So, if you're serious about your relationship goals, start by creating opportunities to connect more deeply with those around you. Familiarity truly breeds attraction. It's science. If you've experienced this firsthand, you're already on the path to deeper connections. Comment below. I embrace the power of familiarity in building meaningful relationships. Let's hear your story. 9. Love can be addictive. Love is not just a feeling, it's a chemical experience. When you fall in love, your brain activates the same neural pathways that are triggered by addictive substances like cocaine or alcohol. Dopamine, serotonin, and adrenaline flood your system, creating a surge of pleasure and excitement. This isn't mere fantasy or emotion, it's biology at work. These chemicals lead to euphoric highs, but also to emotional lows. This is the addiction cycle, where you feel compelled to experience the rush of love over and over again. It's why we crave that intense connection, that thrill, that moment when everything feels perfect. The highs are exhilarating, but the lows can be equally devastating. Understanding the addictive nature of love helps explain why it feels so consuming. The emotional roller coaster, the need to chase the next high, isn't just in your head. It's your brain seeking those powerful neurochemical rewards. You can't escape it. Your brain has become hardwired to pursue the rush of love again and again. This is why love can sometimes feel overwhelming. The cycle of highs and lows often leaves people feeling both elated and drained, stuck in a loop where the intensity of the emotions can seem both like a gift and a curse. In modern life, many people are unknowingly caught in this addictive cycle, constantly searching for their next fix of love, often at the expense of their emotional well-being. This is a trap. Recognizing this dynamic is essential if we are to navigate our relationships with more awareness and control. As a modern Stoic, it's crucial to understand that love, like anything, should be approached with balance and mindfulness. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, taught that we must not be slaves to our passions. Freedom is the only true joy, he said, and this is especially true when it comes to love. Instead of allowing love to control you, you must learn to master it, cultivating emotional resilience and understanding your deeper needs. An old Stoic would have cautioned against becoming overly dependent on external sources of happiness, whether it's love, success, or anything else. Stoicism teaches us that our emotional state should not be dictated by external circumstances. Instead, true happiness comes from within, from our ability to maintain equanimity regardless of external events. So, if you find yourself caught in the addictive cycle of love, take a step back. Understand that while love is powerful and intoxicating, you are not bound to it. You must take control of your emotional life. You must learn to experience love with clarity, not as a compulsive pursuit, but as a healthy, balanced part of your existence. It's time to rethink how we approach love. Don't let it be the master of your mind. Be the modern Stoic who understands the value of balance, of embracing love without losing yourself to it. Cultivate love in your life, but never let it overwhelm your ability to think, to act, and to remain true to your deeper principles. That's the path to a life of greater peace, strength, and joy. You must practice self-awareness and keep your emotional balance in check. As the Stoic philosophers would advise, remember that the obstacle is the way. The emotional turmoil that comes with love is not something to fear or avoid. It's an opportunity to practice resilience. Turn the intensity of love into a chance for growth. Don't let it control you. Let it guide you to a deeper understanding of yourself. The modern Stoic knows that true freedom comes from mastering not just your thoughts, but your emotions. Take control and love wisely. 10. The mere presence effect. The mere presence effect is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked psychological phenomena in relationships. Sometimes simply being near someone you love can have profound and lasting effects on your well-being. It's the magic that happens when you're in the company of someone you care about and everything just feels right. Known as the mere presence effect, the comfort you experience when near someone you trust is not just a nice feeling, it's rooted in psychology. Being around a loved one can lower your stress levels, boost your mood, and increase your overall happiness. It's fascinating how the simple act of sharing space with someone you love, even in silence, can bring an overwhelming sense of comfort and emotional well-being. This isn't just a coincidence. Our brains are wired to associate the presence of loved ones with safety. This, in turn, reduces anxiety, eases stress, and promotes emotional stability. When you're around someone you trust, there's a calm that settles in your body and mind. Think about it. How do you feel when you're near a partner, a close friend, or a family member? That sense of calm that washes over you isn't a random occurrence. It's your brain recognizing safety, which naturally lowers stress levels and enhances happiness. This emotional stability is key to building stronger, more secure relationships because, let's face it, when you feel safe and calm with someone, you're more likely to open up, connect deeper, and nurture that relationship. So if you're seeking to improve your relationships, take note of how much power lies in simply being present with each other. The next time you're in the presence of someone you love, appreciate the peace it brings, because it's not just about physical proximity, it's about emotional security. Remember, you don't always have to speak. You don't always have to do something. Sometimes just being there is more than enough. Psychology tips for strengthening relationships often highlight the importance of these quiet moments, those moments where your mere presence speaks louder than words. In dating, the best advice isn't always about grand gestures. Sometimes the most powerful connection is made simply through the comfort of being in the same space. Love advice shows us that these moments of silent presence are often the foundation of lasting love. Next time you're spending time with someone special, remember the strength of the mere presence effect. It might just be the secret ingredient your relationship needs to thrive. Hey there, my friend. First off, I want to say congratulations. You made it to the end, and that alone sets you apart. Most men don't stick around. They get distracted looking for easy answers, chasing shortcuts, and hoping for tricks. But not you. You stayed. You listened. You saw beyond the surface, and that speaks volumes about the kind of man you're becoming. You're not here just to attract. You're here to understand, to grow, to master the energy inside you so profoundly that women don't just notice you, they feel you. And it's not because of some rehearsed line or game. It's because your presence will no longer be forced. It will simply be undeniable. So, what will you do now? Now that you've unlocked the truth about what women really want? It's not perfection, it's not performance, it's power earned from pain, shaped through discipline, and radiated from within. Stay true to this path, my friend. Master yourself, and everything else will follow. Keep evolving, and you'll not only attract, but you'll become the man others are drawn to without even trying. Keep going. You've got this.